Well, hello everyone. I feel like I should be singing the Welcome Back Carter, Welcome Back song because it's been so long since we've seen each other. Oh, goodness me. I started a new I moved, and I don't remember. I have to look back at my old YouTube, my last YouTube channel from, I know it's been over a year. It might be close to 2 years. But I moved. I finally found me a job. I'm working 40 hours. I love what I do. I'm having fun. But that means that it's cutting into my knitting and my crochet time. And I know I'm the Chronicles of the Naughty Hooker, but I have done a little bit of crocheting, but mostly I've been in orbit with knitting since, still new to me. It's been, 2 years now? I think November will be 3 years since I taught myself how to knit as a Portuguese knitter. So that cut into my time, but I wanted to get back on because next week I will be touring. I will be in Edinburgh. Edinburgh. I keep a friend of mine keeps telling me, with my southern, I'm really looking forward to being in Scotland and going to Paris with my southern accent. I think my "hey y'all" is going to throw some people off, but it is what it is. So I figured I'd get on and say hello, welcome back, what have you, and just see what everybody's doing. Like again, and as you can see, I'm repping my Tar Heels because we beat Duke yesterday. We swept them. If anybody knows me, you know I bleed Carolina blue, so I had to rep my Tar Heels today, so that's what I'm doing. But let's Edinburgh. Let me give y'all the story behind how I decided to go to Edinburgh. My middle son, is getting married in July, and the original plans were to get married in Jamaica, which required a passport. So here I go, not very thrilled about, not so much, of course, the wedding I'm thrilled about, but the Jamaica. I live in Charleston, South Carolina. I live by the beach. I have no desire to go to this beach because sand gets in places it ain't got no business being. And I don't care whether it's South Carolina beach or Jamaica beach. People say, oh, but the sand is so beautiful. It's still sand. It still gets in places it ain't got no business. So, yeah, I wasn't very thrilled about the prospect of going to Jamaica, but I went ahead and applied for my passport, got everything started, and after I did, and after I paid for it, then my son and his fiance decided, you know what? Not many people are going to be able to go to Jamaica, so we decided to change the wedding and just have it in Georgia. Hmm, thanks, appreciate it. Yes. So I said, well, I paid for the passport. I might as well use the passport. And I remember this time last year watching the Gorsey Girls and Tracy and her being in Edinburgh for the Yarn Festival. And I remember being envious that, at my age and being an Air Force brat and my father having traveled and stuff, we never went overseas. He traveled overseas, but we were always in the States. So I've never been out of United States. So I said, you know what? I have this passport. I paid for this passport. Let me see if I can put this passport to use. So I called my cousin who's a travel agent. I said, okay, India, these are the time frames. These are the dates. What can you get me going to Scotland? And she got me a sweet deal. I got the airfare, the hotels, and everything. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I will be in Edinburgh. This time next, no, this time next week I'll be jet lagged and coming back. I should, yeah, because yeah. But anyway, in a week's time, I will be flying to Paris first, and I have a 14-hour layover there. The original layover was supposed to be 7, so I figured, okay, that'd give me time to go do some sightseeing, see some of Paris, take some pictures. Even though, okay, my original plan was when I told her where I wanted to go, I told her I wanted to lay over in Paris because I wanted to go by Le Bon May. That was my goal, to go by Le Bon May and get the yellow French supply bag that's exclusive to her store. And I contacted her when I got my tickets and let her know I was coming, or, find out, whatever. And she informed me that she would be in Edinburgh. So, and of course have the bags and everything there. But I still want to go and take a picture in front of that yellow store. It's just, yeah. So I figured in 7 hours I could see, some of Paris, go to the store, take a picture and whatever. Well, last Friday I got the phone call from my travel agent to say that the flight was delayed, and now my 7 hour layover in Paris turned into a 14-hour layover in Paris. So I fly into Paris at 7:55, Wednesday morning, and I don't leave until 10:05 that night. So I'm like, okay. And I could have gotten a flight that took me straight to Scotland or what have you, but I would have missed Paris altogether. And that was, I don't know that I'm ever going to get across the pond again, so I was not going to miss the chance to go to Paris. So I will just be meandering around Paris. So if you see me over there, just, hey y'all! And we'll be good to go. I cannot wait to say that to a French person for them to look at me like, what the? Yeah. So, but other than that, so that's my adventure. So I figured I'd get on my YouTube channel and get it started back again, because any video that I have of any length will be more than likely put on YouTube versus Instagram. Because I don't want to have a whole bunch of Instagram stories. That's just, I don't know, it's aggravating to me. But anyway, I mean, I would much rather somebody video a whole YouTube video and me watch that than a whole bunch of Instagram stories. But that's just me. Could be the only one, but anyway. So I figured I'd get back on and reintroduce myself, say hi to everyone, and just show off some stuff that I've been doing lately. Like I said, I haven't been doing much crocheting. I had an Afghan that I needed to finish that I had started a year ago that I owed a client. Finally got that finished, but the first of the year, because I was determined I was not starting 2019 still owing her that Afghan. So I finished it, got it in the mail. And I don't think I've done any crocheting since then. I've just been knitting. Some of my knitting was commissioned, so I don't have those to show. And I wish I had one, because my old boss, challenged me to make him a camouflage hat. Now I have to post pictures so you can see it. So I dyed the yarn, and I knitted him a hat. And I mean, being a yarn dyer and just dabbling at it. At one time, I thought I would, do it and sell it, but now, especially now that I have a job, and my thing is with hand dyeing yarn, if you're going to sell it, you have to record what you're doing so that you can repeat colorways. You have to, be precise in your measurements and all that stuff so that, you can do it again. I ain't got time for all that. I just have a picture in my head of what I want the yarn to be. If it comes out like that, great. If it doesn't, then, we'll wing it and figure something else out. So I decided after a while that Natalie ain't for the repeating colorways and all that stuff, because 9 times out of 10, I ain't stopping to write nothing down. So I dye, so when I do dye something and it comes out the way I want, I'm thrilled. And that hat really came out. The yarn, and I have to do another one, which I don't know when I won't be pulling out my dye pots until after I get back from Scotland. But so I've been dyeing now. I got I found this pattern. It's called the Flying Cowl. No, Flying Solo. And it's a cowl, and it had a little dicky, a little thing up for the cover the chest. So I dyed some yarn, and as you can see, it pulled on me, which I'm not too thrilled about, but I didn't feel like taking the time to, and I guess next time if I'll have to alternate skeins like they say or what have you. So my goal was to have a cowl and have it cover some of my chest and back, like a little dicky. And it turned out, I guess it turned out all right, but to me it was still a little big because it's not covering my neck, like I want it. It's letting too much air in as far as I'm concerned. And this pattern, because the original pattern was ribbing, I think it was 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 ribbing. And my ribbon is not the best in the world, so I was like, you know what, let me do something else. So I did just garter on the bottom, and then I did more like a alternated garter and stockinette here. Because this is, if I do it really, this is what it looks like. Okay, I can't, yeah. So I made a hat to match. So I thought, okay, I can walk around Scotland and be nice and warm and cozy with this. And it doesn't really look that bad, and I guess I might still take it along just in case. So I did this, and then I had gotten some yarn. Where did I get some yarn from? Craftsy, or Blueprint now. I don't know what y'all, okay, that's a whole different topic. But anyway, so at the time it was Craftsy, had some yarn on sale. They're cloudboard yarn. And it is Wool Fingering Twist. They had this, and they had a green, which I don't have with me. Oh, it's over there. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I got this, and it was when I got it. This is 402 yards of finger and weight yarn, and I didn't realize it was as thin as it is. But anyway, so I got this, and I got this beautiful teal green that I absolutely love, right? So my goal was to make a poncho. No, I bought it and didn't have a goal in mind. It was on sale, and I'm like, okay, going to grab it while it's on sale. So about a month ago, and I don't even think it was a month ago, I decided I'm going to use this yarn and make me a poncho. And the poncho I found was a Regent Street poncho by Very Pink Knits, and it was boxy. I love it, and I'm going to eventually make it. But this yarn being so thin, I ended up, to make it DK weight, or at least sport weight, I ended up holding two together, right? So the teal was on sale, the gray was on sale. When I went back to Craftsy to see about getting some more teal, lo and behold, teal was sold out. So I tried, I put the ribbon on it in gray, and then was going to do the body in the green. And the more I got, the further I got, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have enough to finish the front and the back panel and sew them together and put a collar on it. It's just, I didn't have enough green. So I decided to make this asymmetrical shawl. The pattern is actually a shawlette, but being a big woman, I don't do shawlettes because I'm not fighting with it. And so this is what I'm doing. I got the... I'm almost out of this, so I need to wind some more yarn so I can make it as, add some more to it. But my plan was to finish this and a matching hat to wear next week in Scotland. Yeah, good luck with that. I'm going to try. I think the hat's not going to take me long. It's just now that this is getting wider and wider, it's taking me longer to do. But I think I can get it done by next week. At least that's the plan anyway. So... let's see, what else do I have to talk about? I told you why I'm going to Scotland. Oh, okay, let me show y'all this. This is yarn, alpaca yarn. I got the chocolate brown at SAF a few years ago. And a friend of mine went to a knit-in they had in Greensboro or Greenville. Here in South Carolina, they have a knit-in every year, and she went and she bought me this yarn, and I dyed it. Which, child, when I tell y'all I'm trying to dye alpaca yarn, I was afraid I was going to felt it. You have to really be delicate with it, but I got it, and I decided I was going to make an infinity scarf. So I made a big old tube, and my goal, of course, is to have this next week in case it gets nice and cool, which I'm checking the weather every day in Paris, and when I checked it today, it was 48 to 50, which is not as cold as I thought it was going to be. I'm thinking freezing, but we'll see what it is next week. But anyway, so I have all these hand knits, because my thing is, my next challenge is color work. I've got to learn some color work, because I just know next week that all these women are going to be walking around, and men, excuse me, I don't want to leave anybody out, with all these beautiful color work sweaters, and I'm going to be here with this that has color, but it's not because I changed colors. So that's my next goal this year, is to come back and make me a color work sweater. I've got to find the perfect pattern. But my problem with the whole color work thing is I'm a Portuguese knitter. So the videos that are out on YouTube are showing either continental or English. And yes, I bought both of Andrea Wong's videos, and her second one shows how to do color work, but it's only for a snippet of 10-15 minutes. I can't find anybody that does Portuguese knitting that does an entire video to show, from the start to finish. And maybe that's what I need to do to when I do mine is to show because I'm. It's just frustrating because to see it done continental is not how I'm going to do it Portuguese knitting. And I've tried continental. No, don't have the patience. I'm going to have to master it Portuguese. So when and if I take on that challenge, I will try to maybe do a video of more color work to for those people that might be struggling like I am to find a visual of it, because you can tell me how it's supposed to do it or how it's supposed to look, but I need that visual of you showing me. And seeing as I don't know another Portuguese knitter, so that's where I am with that. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to dip my toe into being a tourist, going out of the United States, going somewhere foreign. I don't know a lick of French. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's funny because the company I work for now, the parent company is based in France. And then we have people come down and yeah, their English is probably like, well, no, their English is better than my French is because I don't know anything. So I'm really, it's going to be so interesting to be stuck in France or Paris for 14 hours, not speaking a lick of their language and trying to maneuver and get things, So I figure I'll just find me a cafe after I go to Le Bon and the Eiffel Tower and wherever else, tourist attractions or whatever. Find me a little cafe and just sit and people watch it knit and collect Pokemon. So that's pretty much what I plan on doing. But I do have one thing I can show you. One whip that one of my coworkers commissioned me to make. He wanted a pink hat for his partner, a slouchy hat. So I'm doing my worm. My go-to pattern is the worm. But I dyed the yarn, and when I hear pink, there are some beautiful semi-solids or solid colors, but I like the variegation. I like to have several different shades of something. So this is the pink that I came up with. It's showing up a little bit darker than it is, but I need to get this finished. So this will probably be my project to do on the plane, which now I'm stressing over that too, because I figure I'm going to put my chai goos in my suitcase, but I'm hoping since I have this already on my needles, I didn't get pre-approved from TSA, so I don't have to go through and take off the shoes and the belt and all that other good stuff. But I'm hoping because this is already on my needles that no one will give me problems about it, because I hear get bamboo so they don't give you a problem. Then people say, oh no, it's fine. So I'm stressing over that, but I'm like I said, maybe because it's already started and what have you, that they won't give me a problem with it. But this will probably be at least one of the projects I take on that long 8-hour flight, because I'm traveling. If I'm driving somewhere or whatever, I prefer to drive because I don't sleep good with somebody else driving or what have you. And I just don't see me, even though I think the flight is supposed to be 7 to 8 hours, and people say, oh, get you a pillow so you can sleep. I ain't sleeping on no plane with a whole bunch of people I don't know. No. Wake up and no, So I know I'm going to be one wore out puppy when I get to Paris, and then have 14 hours to where I can't sleep or take a nap or whatever. But it's going to be interesting. But no, I don't sleep well in that type of environment. Maybe if I'm in a seat by myself, I don't have anybody immediately, but if you stuck in between somebody and you sitting here like this, I ain't going to sleep. Be done woke up and my head be on date. No, So this should be really exciting. So that's one of my whips that I plan on taking with me. And since I took the Regent poncho, I have this. So I think I'm going to do the poncho because I looked, and Craftsy had some more of the blue. I mean, the gray that was on sale, and I got this when I originally bought it. This 402 yards was $5 a hank. So I went back a couple of weeks ago, and it was down to $3. So I grabbed some more. So I have I think 8 or 9 hanks. So I'm hoping that's going to be enough to do. So I think I'm going to start the Regent Square again because I really like that poncho because the ribbing was what was called a mock rib. So you did the ribbing going on the right side, and then on the wrong side you purled the back, and it didn't look as bad as my regular ribbing does. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make the Regent Street poncho. So I'm going to try to cast this on before I leave, so I at least can go between the two projects. So that is about it. Y'all just keep track of my YouTube channel, and I'll be posting. Y'all can see me telling everybody, "Hey, y'all," in Paris as I sit there and try to look like I hadn't not slept in 2 days by the time I finally make it to Scotland. And then the tickets sold out so quick. So I had tickets for the Wednesday night knit-in that they created because the Thursday night knit-in sold out so quickly. So my girlfriend is going too. Chantel, she's leaving. She's leaving, I think, Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, because she's a big Outlander fan, so she's doing tours and all that. I ain't doing no tour. No. So she's going early so she can do her thing, and then we'll meet up. So we had planned on meeting up and going to the knit night on Wednesday at some restaurant. And okay, let me tell y'all something. I don't have problems meeting people, and I like to think I'm kind of adventuresome. But when it comes to food, I don't like to experiment. I need to know what it is you put in front of me. I need to know what it is I'm eating. So I'm not going to Paris, and you won't see these elaborate plates of anything or what have you. No, not doing it. I'm kind of hoping there's a Mickey D's on every corner, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But so we had the knit night was at some restaurant, and I looked at the menu and I was like, okay, I think I might be able to eat at least one of these things on this menu. But it was supposed to start, I think, at like 6 o'clock. I think the tickets went from 6 to 8 or whatever. Well, since I'm not leaving Paris until 10, of course, that went away. So she's going to use the tickets and what have you. So Wednesday night, I'll miss that knit-in, but I did get in on the big knit-in Thursday. We were able to snag those tickets the first time around. But I forgot about the marketplace tickets. By the time I remembered and got online, I think I got tickets to go in early Saturday, but Thursday and Friday I didn't. So I have to wait till the general admission tickets at 1, which Thursday is great because by the time I get in to Scotland, check into the hotel, having been up probably by the time I get to bed 24 hours, I'm fine with waiting until 1 o'clock to go into the marketplace. My girlfriend thought I was going to get up and do brunch with her. No, boo-boo. I'll see you at 1. So I go in at 1 for the Thursday, and then Friday, I just want to be a tourist. I didn't make any plans Friday. Saturday, I think Saturday's the day I got in early. So Saturday, which is a good thing because Saturday, my plane leaves out Sunday. I think I leave Scotland at I have to be at the airport at 5:50 in the morning, Sunday morning. Yeah. Which means I have to get up and leave at least I want to be there by 2, even with me being pre-approved for the TSA. I want to give myself a couple of hours to get through customs or what have you. So I'll leave Scotland 5:50 Sunday morning. I have an hour layover in Amsterdam, which is not time to do anything. I'll probably be running from one thing to the other to get my flight coming back to Atlanta. So that the fact that I'm going early Saturday will work out because I can go to the marketplace, see what I hadn't seen the first couple of days, and then come back to the hotel and sleep. So Saturday's pretty much going to be a wash from the afternoon until, just so I can get some halfway decent sleep before I get to, have to be at the airport. But I am really looking forward to just being a tourist, being able to see more of the world. And now that I have that, I've got that under my belt, I'm planning trips all over the place. Now, whether they'll ever come to fruition, but like different yarn festivals. I know the Grocery Girls will be in Texas, next month or whatever. I'm not going to try to do that because once I come back from Scotland and I've got to get ready for the wedding in July. And I'm really thinking about taking a train trip up to New York because I figure if I have a blue French supply bag and get the yellow one in Paris, and I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to go get the orange one at Pearl Soho in New York. So I checked, and I'm a huge sports fan, for those of you that don't know me, and I love my Braves. So the Braves finish out the season in New York with the Mets the end of September. And for some reason, I want to take an Amtrak train trip. We have an Amtrak train station here in Charleston, so I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I'll take the Amtrak train up to New York, take in my Braves games with the Mets, and then do some sights. And I've been to New York before because my uncle used to live there, but that was way back when in college, and my interest was nowhere. I don't even think I was crocheting then, but not like I am now. So I think that's what I want to do in September. So we'll see. But anyway, stay tuned for my adventures in Scotland. It's going to be it's going to be an adventure, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I don't end up in jail and don't need bail money, but I'm hoping I won't. So you all take care, and I will see you next week. Yay!